This week's project's going to be a, what you see on the board there. Segmented bowl, urn thing. Never done this before, so it'll be interesting. That's kind of the idea I have in my head. We'll see what it turns out in reality. I think I'm going to put 2 bands on this, just because. Just a little more clamping power. There it is. This was supposed to be the next level, the next layer, and I had a problem. When I did it all together, it was all crooked, and I couldn't figure out why. And then it dawned on me that I'd changed my blade from my 60 tooth blade that I use for ripping to an 80 tooth that I use for cross cutting, and in that process I didn't re-square the blade. And I just went over and checked it, and it turned out that it was cutting 5 degrees, 0.5 degrees. It was supposed to be cutting 90, it was cutting 89.5, so it's 5/100ths off, 5/100ths of a degree off, and this is what happens when you're 5/100ths of a degree off. So this gets to go in the fireplace, might as well keep warm, and I'm going to make it again. And okay, and then now this is the bottom of the bowl. It's going to go right here like that, and that's what I'm going to. Well, there we go. It's in the press. But guess what? I forgot to film it. So it's in the press. That's 6 layers. And then I'll do 6 layers for a feature that are going to be about half as thick. That's the next step. So while this is drying, I guess I could start cutting pieces. So I'm going to take a little break and I'll be back and we'll get started with that.
Sacrifice. Oh, I paid the dearest price. There no shortcuts here for destiny. I'll take the long way proud. Oh, I know what I've earned, and now it's my turn. Lighting the fuse, let it burn. My time is rising, and you can't bring me down. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. My feet have come too far for you to tie him to the ground. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Set my sights on where I'm going. I ain't turning back around. Can't stop me. Can't stop me now. No, 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 no. You can't stop me now. The calm before the storm. You know what's coming, so be warned. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me now. Though my feet have come too far for you to tie them to the ground. Can't stop me now. You can't stop me now. Set my sights on where I'm going. You're turning back around. Can't stop me. Oh yeah, can't stop me now. No, 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 you can't stop me.
Alright, here's a little add-on to our glue up video for the segmented piece gluing. I ran into a problem with my little rubber band system, my little system for gluing my rings up. With the smaller pieces, my rubber band has a tendency to flip off the it slides off the end, so I have to do something to contain it. And I'll show you what I did to contain it, and if you like it, you're welcome to it, and if you don't, tell me it's how to do it better. So my problem is I can get it lightly tightly, but then when I go to pull it up, this pops off and pieces go everywhere. So I came up with a little different system, and we'll just go through that right now. I'll put this in a different mode and see what happens. Okay, that's my little add-on to what I showed you before. I don't know if it's, I don't know if there's a better way. If there is, you know, say so in the comments. And if you like it, say you like it. If you don't like it, tell me why you don't like it. Feel free to comment. I'll read them all. Yeah, we'll keep going on this, and hopefully I'll get this video out early next week. We'll see how it goes. So far 960 or so pieces. So yeah, it's coming along. And I'll tell you what, my hat's off to those people who do the really, really heavily detailed ones. Maybe I'll get there someday, but it ain't. All right. Okay, here we are. It's the talking portion of this operation. I've got all my rings are cut. They're all glued together. And it's time to assemble this mass. I did this in sections. I got the lower portion is over on the lathe, all chucked up, and this is the feature section right here. The feature section, and then it'll go into the I don't know if you saw that. This is the feature section, and the pattern is pretty simple. But I learned a little something on this, and I've never done a more complex pattern than this. I do in the past. I've done randoms and or layers. So this is the first time I've done a pattern. I didn't have directions. I didn't really research on the interweb how to do it or anything like that. I just sort of did it, you know, and I made a couple of mistakes, and one of them was this pattern. I assumed that it would be pretty simple to do, you know, just it gets bigger one and smaller the other, and you just remember that. And I started putting this together, and I'm going, oh no, this is a disaster. Which way is bigger? Which way is smaller? And I don't know what to do. And what I finally ended up doing was I went through and stacked my whole run out, and so I could see each layer. Okay, well this one does this, and this one does this, and this one does this, and then I took it apart layer by layer as I glued it up, and that worked great. I didn't screw up my pattern. And then I sanded them all off flat, so now they're ready to make a horizontal out of. I wanted to index them a little bit because this is a component part. It's a like I said, the bottom is already over there on the lathe and is already put together and glued up. And this piece I'll put together right here on this, and then put it in the press, and that'll make it, that'll squish it all up tight. I cut this little bucket in half, and a little section off the bottom of a bucket, and I'm gonna use it to drop my rings over. I'll show you. I'll move the camera so you can see that. Anyway, that's the process of this. To borrow somebody else's phrase, I never said I was good at this. I just enjoyed doing things, and this is new to me. So if it looks goofy, hey, that's the way I figured out how to do it. I'm sure there's better ways, but this is the way I'm doing it. So yeah, well, let's put it together. All right, so I put some saran wrap over the top of my board here because it's glue and I'm using it. Therefore, it will get everywhere. It will be Okay, well, that's going to wrap it up for part 1 of the Earn Turn. Um, we'll have part 2 out next week. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe. We would really appreciate that. And yeah, have a good day. Thanks for watching.